Hi, welcome to my video on the angle formed by intersecting secants. The angle of intersecting secants. A secant is a line or a segment cutting the circle at 2 points. So if I draw this line here, then that's a secant because it's cutting the circle at here and here. So if I call that A and B, the line AB is a secant. I could also have a chord. So this chord is D, E. These are the points that cut the circle. So I could have a line, AB is a line, 2 arrowheads, that's a secant. Or I could have ED as a segment. So the segment is a secant, is cutting the circle at 2 points. And also note, if you take this part here, this is a chord. This from here to here is a chord of the circle. But if we want to go all the way, we could also say this is a secant. So if you added more on and call this a P and call this an H, so PH could also be that. But PH is a secant, and now we can say that ED is a chord, so we don't get confused. Okay, now we have another diagram. So we have A, B, C, that's segment, A, B, C. So that means that we have AC is a secant, and it cuts the circle at B and C. We could also have ATP, and we would say that AP is a secant, and it's cutting the circle at P and T. And this secant cuts the circle at B and C. So these are segments. So a secant is a line or a segment that cuts the circle at 2 points. Remember, a tangent is a line or a segment that cuts the circle at 1 point. So based on that, we're looking at the angles. So this angle here, X, is going to be a half of the outside arc, which is A, minus the inside arc, B. So again, notice, if you're, just to clarify, if you're dealing with chords, like in here, and we call this A and B and X, then because this is the product, because the two chords are intersecting, X is going to be half of the sum of the two arcs. But when it's a secant, two secants intersecting and the angle's outside, then it's half of the difference of the arcs, with the larger one minus the smaller one. Okay, and based on that, AB is 96. The arc HV is 30. So we want to find X. So X is a half of the larger arc, which is 96, minus the smaller arc, which is 30. Again, they're degrees. So that's a half of 66, and a half of 66 is 33. So two secants intersect, so the angle outside is a half of the difference of the two arcs. So the larger one goes first, smaller one goes second. Okay, let's continue with more. Now we have angle P is 23. The arc TK, which is this one, is 82. So PK is 82. The arc HF is 4x minus 8. So this one is 4x minus 8. And they're degrees. So we want to find HF. So that means this angle, the angle 23, to measure that angle, is a half of the difference of the arcs. So 82 is the larger arc minus the smaller one. But we got to be careful now because we're subtracting a binomial. So let's do it this way. So 23 degrees is a half. So I have to simplify inside first. So it's 82 minus this binomial. So think of that as a negative 1. So it's a negative 4x minus, and that's, oh, I left off the 2 here. So that's 82 minus 82. So when you subtract, you add on the opposites. So it's a negative 4x minus 82. So 23 degrees. Let's simplify the inside. So we got a negative 4x. Oh, that is an 8. I put an 8. That's an 8 there. So make that an 8. So 82 minus 8 is plus 74. Sorry about that. I had an 82 and an 8. So this is an 8. So that's a negative 74. And because these are even, now I can double this side to make it 46, or I can take, because these are even, then I can make that a 46, or I can take a half. Negative 4 is negative 2. Half of 74 is 37. So move 2x to the right, make it positive. 37 minus 23. 2x is, that's 14 degrees. When you subtract, divide by 2, x is 7. But we want to find the arc HF. HF is 4x plus 8. So x is 7. 4 7s are 28 plus 8. So the arc is 36. So if you subtract, just to check it, 82 subtract 36, and that gives us 46, if I subtract right. 82 subtract 36. 82 subtract 36 is 46, and half of 46 is 23. So that's, everything is okay. Number 6. Again, we have the diagram drawn. Now we have angle W is x squared. The arc BV is 48. The arc EA is 20x. Find the measures of angle W, this one. Okay, here we go. So the angle x squared is a half of the difference of the large one, which is 20x, minus the small arc, which is 48. And again, these are even, so x squared, easier, half of 20 is 10. Half of 20x is 10x. Half of 48 is 24. And we got a quadratic, so we'll x squared minus 10x plus 24 equals 0. And the factors, the product is 24. Again, we got a 1 here, so it's easy to do. The sum is negative 10. What's the factors of 24 to give you 10? I can see 4 times 6. And the factors have, the product is 24, but the sum is negative, so it has to be 2 negatives. So it's factorable, x and x, minus 4 minus 6. Multiply, negative 4, negative 6, 24, add negative 10. So x minus 4 is equal to 0. And again, these are degrees. Just keep that. X minus 6 degrees is 0. X is 4 degrees. X is 6 degrees. So we got 2 answers. So let's check. If we put 4 in here, we get 16. That's positive. You put 4 in here, we get 100, or we get 20 times 4 is 80. So that's good. That's okay. Put 6 right here, and we get 36. It's positive. put 6 here, we get 120. So that means angle W is x squared. So notice I checked the 4 and the 6 with all of these. I don't have to check it here because this is already 48. I have to make sure that these angles are not going to be negative. So x is 4, so that's a 4 squared, 16, and x is 6, so angle W is x squared, so it's 6 squared is 36. So x squared can be 16 or 36. And again, if we check here, you got a 4, so that's 80. And you check here, you got a 6, you got 120. And if you work both of them out, and everything would be okay. So 16, and we put a 4 in, so that means that the arc EA is 4 times 20, 80. So if we subtract these and take a half of them, you should get 48. And you put 6 in here, so EA is 106 is 120, so make that 120. Because 20 times 6 is 120. And again, we subtract these two and take a half, you get 48. So there's 2 answers for angle W. So there's 2 possible diagrams. Okay, one more to do, stressing this. When two secants intersect, this angle here is half the arc AH minus the arc BF. So the angle ABH, the angle ABH, ABH, so this angle here is 3x plus 10. The angle BHF, BHF is 2x, and angle C is 20 degrees. So show that the triangle BHC is isosceles. So BHC is isosceles. So if BHC is isosceles, it looks like this side is going to be equal to this side. So that means I'm going to have to get this angle as, if this is isosceles, 2 angles are equal. So is this angle going to be, these two going to be equal, or this one going to be equal? Let's check. Here we go. Let's find what x is and work out the angle. Looks like this angle is going to be a 20. So it looks like x is going to be a 10. So let's work it through. So we got an inscribed angle. The inscribed angle is half the arc. So this arc is 6x plus 20. So the inscribed angle is half the arc. So the arc is double the angle. This angle here is inscribed on this arc. So this is half of this arc. So 2 times 2x. So this arc BF is 4x. So that means that 20, which is the angle formed by the 2 secants, is a half of the large arc, which is 6x plus 20, minus the small arc, which is 4x. So 20, half of 2x. Now we're going to simplify the inside first by PEMDAS. So 6x minus 4x is 2x plus 20. And again, they're even, so half of 2 is 1. Half of 20 is 10. So I leave the x there. 20 minus 10. So x is 10 degrees. So x is 10. So that means that angle H is 2x. So that's x is 10 degrees. So 20 degrees. So angle C is 20 degrees. Since the 2 angles are equal, that means that BH is equal to BC. It's converse of ITT, which we did in the previous unit on congruency of triangles, etc. So if 2 angles are equal, then the sides opposite those angles equal. That means that the triangle BHC is isosceles. And the reason, definition of isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle because we proved two sides are equal. Two angles equal, sides are equal. If the sides are equal, it's isosceles triangle. Again, that's with two secants intersecting, so the angle formed by the secants outside is half the sum of the difference of the larger arc minus the smaller arc. And if you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to my channel. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.